Hey there, it's J-Dog. Hey, I'm in my RV and I'm about to take off on an RV road trip out west following the Oregon Trail. As some of you know, I like planning my RV trips around history and going to historical places and visiting historical sites. And if you remember from history class, the Oregon Trail was an overland trail that was used by pioneers to migrate from the Midwest to the West Coast. And it went from Independence, Missouri to the Oregon Valley up by the Columbia River. And it's a 2,000-mile trail that follows that route. And it was used as a wagon train. But really, most of the people who went on the trail actually walked the trail, did that 2,000 miles walking. You know, here's just some interesting facts about the trail. Between 1845 and 1869, after the railroad put in, there was about 400,000 people made that journey over the Oregon Trail. And the Mormon Trail paralleled the Oregon Trail for many parts of it, and over 70,000 Mormon saints did that trail. So it's been said by some historical scholars that the Oregon Trail was one of the biggest people migrations in history. It was also one of the deadliest because about 65,000 people died while trying to make the journey. And the most common cause of fatalities was disease and accidents. There are many guidebooks and trail journals that help you re-experience the Oregon Trail today. And I've read a couple of these for my trip. And I'm going to be traveling mostly, once I get out to Independence, Missouri, I'll be traveling mostly on back roads, following as close as I can to the original trail, based on what the guidebooks tell me. And there's a lot of historical sites and state historical parks along the way. Many of the places where the pioneers spent overnight stays or key springs or fords have all been made into state historic parks or like national monuments. There are places like Alcove Springs, Hottenburg Station, Rock Creek Station, Scotts Bluff National Monument, Independence Rock, Chimney Rock. There's a whole bunch of places that I'm going to be seeing on this journey. But my trip is just not going to be a road trip seeing some historic eye candy. It's also going to be about the people, because the Oregon Trail really was a story about people who made this journey. And I've read a few of the journals from people who actually did the trail back in the 1840s, and really, those are incredible experiences. People like 28-year-old Narcissa Whitman, who did the trail with her husband in 1836. Or you have 23-year-old Francis Parkman, who did the trail in 1846. And he wrote a very famous book about the trail. And then there's 25-year-old Jane Richards, who was a Mormon saint, did the trail by herself with her small children and suffered greatly on the trail. And she kept a journal of her travels there. So throughout my trip here, I'm going to be using some of the words of those people when I show you different places or write about different places, so you can hear kind of first-hand accounts back then what it was like to be on the trail. I'm guessing that my trip going out on the Oregon Trail is going to take me about 20 to 24 days to get from Independence, Missouri out to Pendleton, Oregon. And I'm going to be leaving mid-May here, and it's going to take me, I'm going to be doing it for mid-May to mid-June, which is actually when most of the original pioneers actually took the trip, was they started out during the same time frame. So I'm going to kind of get to see what things looked like the same manner as some of the original pioneers. But I got a companion to come with me. I figure I needed a trail guide who knew the West and knew something about wagon trains and stuff. So I got my friend here,
Hondo. Hondo is going to be joining me on the trail. And yeah, he looks like John Wayne because he is John Wayne. And he's got a lot of experience taking these types of trips, maybe not in an RV, but on a horse and stuff. So I figure he'd be a good companion. And you'll be seeing Hondo in some of the roles, won't you, Hondo? Yeah, no, he doesn't say much, but he can acknowledge stuff when I talk to him. But he'll be in cameo roles, not really any starring roles, Hondo, sorry, not this time. But he's going to be good to have him along. So I'm going to be heading out here. And as I said, I'll be posting videos and doing a blog post about the trip. So please subscribe to the blog or my YouTube channel here so you can see this stuff with me. So we've got to get going. So hey, Pilgrim, let's make tracks.